My name is Dominic Fahey. I'm the Technical Manager of GeoDirectory Limited. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to load the data into an Access database and how you will link those data or tables within that relational database. So in our first video, we downloaded the data to a folder on our laptop or PC. We have the 31 files, and again, just to recap, each file represents a table in the GeoDirectory Limited dataset. Now, GeoDirectory is a relational database, so in this case, we provided the files individually. So you must bring them into Access and create that relationship. So I'm going to open a blank Access 2007 database file. So you'll notice here there are no tables loaded. We are starting from scratch. The CSV file that we're going to be using is a text file, so I must import that data by going to the External Data tab at the top here, selecting under Imports and Links a text file. So I must specify where I'm actually have stored my tables. And here I see the 31 files. I'm not going to load all these files today, but what I'm going to do is load a number of the major files or major tables. So in this case, the most important table would be the buildings table. That is the center or the relational data that's built around that table. And here now I can see the data laid out as one text string. So I want to break that down into a table. It is automatically detected that it is the delimiter file, so comma separated, but you can have files with fixed width or tab delimiters, but in this case it is a CSV file, so we know it is a comma separated file. I'll now go on to the next one. So here I have a number of options. It is automatically detected it's a comma file, but what I must first specify is that first row contains the field names. So here it is highlighted, the first row, and you can see across there. So they're going to be the actual field names in this table. So I click Next. So here it's asking me, do I want to create a primary key? Do I want to let Access do that? Do I want to choose my own? But GeoDirectory provides the primary key in each of these files. So I will choose my own primary key, selecting that option. And it is automatically detected that the building ID is the primary key, but you should check that that is the actual primary key. So I'll go on to the next one. And again, it gives me here is what table name. The default table name is fine. I would advise you not to change table names, to use the table names provided by GeoDirectory Limited. So we're happy here. And we just hit import. It asks me, do I want to save those steps? But I don't really, so I'm happy enough that the data is correct, and I'll just hit close. And here, under the objects side of the display, I see buildings now appearing, and it's appearing as a table. So if I double click on that, it now shows me the data and the actual field names. And again, you'll repeat this for the remainder of the 31. But I'll just add one more table just for the purpose of the demonstrations. We won't go through the whole 31. So it asks me, do I want to save the layout? I'll just change the layout. I'm happy enough. So I'll go back to External Data, and again, it's a text file. I'll bring that in. Again, this time it knows the folder where I've stored the information. I'll just go to that folder, and here I will bring in the address points table. Now, the address points table stores information about addresses within the buildings table. So we'll bring that in. Again, it's going to ask us, do you want to let Access do the primary key? Again, I know the primary key, and again, I would recommend that you look up the GeoDirectory technical manual to make sure that you have identified the primary keys correctly, because this would affect further on if you were doing queries. I'm going to select my own primary key. In this case, it's the address points ID. Yes, I'm happy with that. And I go next, and the table name, we're not going to change that, and we finish. So now I've imported two files into Access. Access has turned those files into tables, and you would repeat that exercise for the remaining of the 31. These two files we've imported are not linked, so we're going to link them, which will enable us to extract or run queries on the data. And to do that, I select the database tools. I select relationships. We're going to build the relationships between the tables, and we're going to add the two tables to this screen. So again, it has now shown me the two tables, and it's also shown me the primary keys that we defined previously. To link data together, you must know what key in each table links to the key in the other table. Now normally that would be the name, so you have a good idea that the building ID, well in this case it is the primary key, and there's a building ID in this table. So if I linked those two together by just selecting on both names there, it brings me up this extra dialog box. So here I can enforce the referential integrity, which means that it must be an exact match, and I create, and now it shows me that these two tables are linked. So I can extract data from both or either table by doing a query. So here I'm showing that it's a one-to-many relationship and the tables are linked on the building ID. And again, you would create that link for all 31 tables. Just to recap, what we've done here is we've looked at our 31 files. Again, please look at the data that's in them, get used to that data, get used to the names. We've brought those files into Access and we've built tables out of those files and linked those tables together. This will enable us then to run queries at a further stage. Thank you.